Welcome back all you kings, queens, and in-betweens to another video here on the channel. Another unboxing video. I'm Jeremy and I'm joined by Elaine.
Howdy.
We were sent some stuff from the people who make Doomlings. And it's a great game. And this is a cool concept for an expansion because this is like a CCG, TCG expansion where you don't necessarily know what you're getting when you get it. So there are packs. So we're gonna open these up in here and we're gonna not talk so much about like balance, things like that. We'll talk a little bit about that maybe in future videos, but we're gonna be just more seeing what we can get out of these packs. So we're gonna crack some packs. And this is the Doomlings Mystery Expansion Overlush. It comes with 4 mystery packs, which is the equivalent of 56 cards and 4 holo foils. And that amounts to a small percentage of, or like a third of, the 70 plus traits, 170 plus traits and ages that you can get out of this expansion. There's different rarities, things like that. I don't necessarily know which ones are rare. I'm sure they'll be noted, but pull this out. It's kind of weird that it's like that. It's not based off like that, but so pull this out. These are the packs. Nice thickum packs. 14 plus 1 holo foil. So 15 cards in a pack. That's nice. That's like Baldur's Gate. That was 15 cards, wasn't it, in the pack?
I think so.
Do you want to open 2 and I'll open 2, or do you just want me to open them?
You can open everything and I'll just sit here and look cute and talk at people.
Nice little tear tab here. So first one. Oh, I spoke too soon. Okay.
It's a little thick. I think conceptually it's interesting that they're incorporating a classic TCG mechanic into a game that typically wouldn't have that sort of feature.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's designed specifically to try and attract that crowd that, you know, wants a TCG feel without making an actual TCG, which tends to suffer in terms of mechanics and gameplay.
Yeah, there's also, it's a lot harder to balance a TCG, and there's also a lot of them out there that just going into the market of a TCG is really difficult. So we have Arrested Muscle. Draw a trait from a discard pile with a face value of 2. We have Lucky. You may play Lucky anytime.
It looks like Dobby to me. Like if Dobby was made into a Doomling.
Yes, because all of them are circles, so you'd have to make Dobby into a circle. Hostorium. We have Quills.
Okay.
Caffeinated.
Ooh.
That's a fun one. All players draw 3 cards and give 1 to their opponent on their right. We have Fleece. It's cute. Barbells. Little fish guy. Like a catfish kind of thing. Backbiter. I like that. He's just over it. He's so over being bit in his back. Citrus. That is a lemon.
It's an interesting anime.
Yes, it is an interesting anime. Rainstorms. Is this an age card? Right?
Yep, it says ages on the back.
Yeah, ages.
Cheating! Cheating!
Vagabond. Interesting. He has an eye covered and then no other eye, I guess. Or unless it's supposed to be, yeah. Silk. Constrictor. Ooh, that's a dominant trait. So it's got the star. I like the cute little snake.
Snaky Doo.
Mimicry, another dominant trait. And it's a parrot. And fierce.
Like me.
Yes, very fierce. And this has a shark on it, and it is a holo foil. So that is one of the 4 holo foils that come in this box.
I like the little shiny details over here.
Yes, and also not curled.
Oh my
Nice.
God, crazy.
It is possible, Wizards.
Wow, throwing some shade.
Well, they're the worst at it, and I don't understand
That's
why.
true.
They're the largest company out of all these companies that make cards, but they're the ones who can't get it right for some reason in terms of their foiling.
Do you think this specific set or expansion was designed to also appeal to TCG players who happen to play board games and tabletop games, or do you think it was more to try and draw in that specific area?
I think it was probably made to appeal to TCG people because it gives you that like dopamine hit of cracking packs, and some people just like that. And there's going to be obviously rare ones, so it might pull over some people that would typically just play TCGs, but they'll be like, oh, I have the base game. I mean, obviously you have to be somebody who's willing to have the base game.
True.
So you have to be somebody who at least is open to playing card games. I would imagine you're probably not going, oh, they have TCG packs, I'm going to go buy this base game to be able to crack the packs. So it's people that have a certain level of desire to play card games. But it's also the people that are just like, I like a game that changes. So this implies that they could make more. And if they're going to release expansions like this, it can draw on those people, because you really only have to have the one-time investment of the Doomlings base game to be able to play this.
Yeah, but just from that standpoint, you said like we want a game that changes, but an expansion would do that naturally, whether or not it has a TCG type mechanic in it.
That's true, but then you're only changing it one time. You're getting the expansion, which changes the game, and there's not that sense of randomness, which TCG players I feel like.
True, but then you just keep making new expansions and you get that bump temporarily, which I feel like sort of amounts to the same thing other than the randomness. Because the other thing we don't know, and I'm not sure we'll find out unless we bought, another pack, is how many repeats we're going to get, which I feel like is an issue that plagues most TCGs.
Well, we're going to see in this. I would imagine the commons, you're going to bump into some repeats. But we were recently opening the V card game. Me and Miguel were doing the V card VTuber trading card game, and there was a surprisingly small amount of repeats. Towards the end, we started getting some duplicates, but there wasn't as many as I've gotten when we open Magic and we get the same card over and over again, or Primal, we get the same card over and over again. I didn't really see that. So we'll see, I guess, how it turns out. But Stinging Tendrils, I feel like the cracking pack sensation is the thing that they're going for. Snuffler, Jumpy,
Aww.
Harlequin Falls,
Aww.
Age, Trippy,
Aww.
Weber,
Aww.
Xylophage. And I love the art on these. Like, if you appreciate this type of art, they're really cool. How they managed to make them all look unique. Firebite, little is that I would expect Firebite to be like an amp. I guess like a frog.
It looks a little froggy too.
Yeah.
That's
Ruffle.
me when you don't feed me in time.
Huh. Sour grapes, like that. Silk, so there's a repeat. Bitter berries. Big fella. Opposable thumbs, that's an important one. Ooh, this one is very, very shiny.
Shiny.
Booming Call. Swap Booming Call with a trait in an opponent's trait pile. Play its action. You may not use Booming Call's action again this turn. So we got one repeat and 2 packs.
Not bad, not bad.
No.
But we'll see how these other packs go.
I do think the pack cracking rush that people like. So some people like just opening the packs and then they don't even take the cards. Like, there are people that we know that we play Magic with that when they participate in something and they get packs, as whether it's a reward or whatever, they will literally just open the packs to see what they get and then just leave the cards there. And it's just, they want that feeling of opening the packs.
They have very thick packing material.
It is very thick packing material. So I do appreciate the investment in the pack. It's hard to open, but
Did you try opening it from the turn?
Yeah, I tried doing it from there, and it's a thick, because it's well made. So they spent, listen, you spend the extra money on making the packs well made. It protects the cards, which I feel like a lot of TCG companies don't put the extra money into the thickness of their packages. So they end up just ripping apart. Like, Magic packs now are so thin. They're just moving more and more towards cutting the cost when they can. Legend of Makoko Village. Did I open this backwards? No, I'm good. Legend of Makoko Village. Seedwing. That's cool. It looks like one of those little things that falls from the trees.
And you put it on your nose so you can have a little beaky beak?
Yeah, and it falls like that.
Yeah.
Great Deluge. I wonder if the ages are more rare than the regular cards.
I like the full art.
Yeah. Noxious. This is another one where you swap it into your opponent's trait pile. Stasher. You may place up to 3 cards from your hand at the bottom of your trait deck. Cap.
He looks like a mushroom.
He's got a little mushroom cap. Farting bag. I don't know why I was just gonna say warding. A farting bag. He's a yak. So there's one. So we've had 2 repeats so far, which isn't, honestly, is not bad. I like that yak. He's cool. Seeker. Rainstorms. This is a repeat on the age. Infectious. Crackletown.
Hive mind.
Yes. Rustling Meadows. A nice, calm card.
Until you see the smile in the corner
Yeah.
with like energy.
You may discard 1 from your hand. If you do, draw 1 to replace it. Facehugger. Ah, nice. But he's actually hugging. It's not like a face hugger from Aliens, but I'm assuming that's what it's referencing.
Or wasn't there a Doctor Who episode where they had like some sort of monster?
There was the dream crabs.
Last year face, and I think Star Trek's done something like that a few times as well, which I guess is the slightly more like kosher version of this occurrence.
I cut it off screen.
Used to.
I did not like the dream crabs episode of Doctor Who. That was the season that almost made me stop watching Doctor Who.
Oh no.
It was series 8, I want to say. It was Peter Capaldi's first season.
I don't remember. Oh no. The slicey devicey has emerged.
Alright.
You got there?
Yeah, we got there.
Ooh.
Guller Pouch. Interesting. He's like eating another sphere.
He hungry.
As a bird. It's a gull, I would assume. Seedwing.
Oh,
Spectacled.
it's a little owl boy.
It
Look at
looks
him.
like he's wearing glasses. Endless Monsoon. Fearful Symmetry.
There's Lucky.
Lucky.
So I think that's our 4th repeat.
Prolific.
Sweet.
Sweet. Booming Call regular versus the Booming Call hollow foil. So they can come in different types.
That's interesting.
Sprightly.
It looks like it's got little Wolverine claws.
And I think it's the tops of his ears, I think. Because his hands are in the front.
Oh, from back here I can't tell.
The Stranger. Like the guy from Rings of Power who will remain nameless, but he was referred to as the Stranger through most of the first 2 seasons. Swampy.
Okay.
Chompers.
He got big old teeth.
That's cool. He's either like a dinosaur or he's a alligator, one or the other. Ravenous. Like Ravenous Chupacabra.
Oh no.
I like that one.
And
Hive Mind, but in a foil version, because this other Hive Mind I do not believe was foil.
No.
So there is a collectible aspect to it too, where it's like, oh, I want to get these all in foil or not foil, or I want to get like full foils that I'm going to put in my game so my game can be sparkly. So I don't necessarily know the rarity of them, and I don't see a symbol that notes them, whether they're rare. I'm sure there's probably a list online
There
you
is
can
a
look.
list.
But there are commons, unusual, scarce, and endangered. Oh, is it the color of the cards?
It might be this thing. See?
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so then that's right there. So it does tell you which ones are which by the symbol. So, like, this is a endangered, and this is a unusual, because blue. This is unusual. This is a common, 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 Okay, so yeah, it's just like in a TCG pack where it's like the more rarity ones are towards the back. And this one, Hive Mind, is the same. So whether it's a foil or it's not, because it says hollow foil is for any rarity. This is a legendary, Ravenous.
Ooh.
This is an endangered. So now going back, before we wrap up.
You want to sort them by rarity and show kind of the breakdown? Is that what we're going for?
I was just trying to see if I had any other legendaries.
We do look like we got a few endangered. So
Yeah.
I wonder if it's similar to Primal, where if you don't get the highest rarity, you get the next highest guaranteed, or like two of them to make up for
Yeah.
them not getting the one.
I will say the hollow cards are thicker. They're a different card stock.
Which is probably why they're, quote, collectible, because you'll know that they're one of the hollow cards, and if you have a limited number of hollow cards,
Yeah.
and you play the game often enough, you're going to have an advantage, because you'll be able to feel the difference.
These have a symbol also.
So that's interesting. I guess that's what makes them different. I think conceptually, I like the idea of this, because I do like cracking packs. I do enjoy that. But I think the thing that kind of bothers me as someone who has been a tabletop game player and also a TCG player is that I want to also have the same experience as everybody else. And I can imagine that getting certain cards would be really hard, so I might never encounter them. And I don't imagine there's necessarily a market for this the way there is for an average TCG. But at the same time, I like the experience of being able to open packs and see what I get.
Yeah. This also probably leads to, I don't know if this would be an intention of it. These symbols match up with these symbols, by the way. They're just not colored. But the symbol inside matches up to the ones on the age. They're different. It also leads to, and I feel like no company is actually starting out with this in mind, but it leads to a secondary market where people would be in the market for certain cards that are higher rarity. And then those singles, if there was a place to sell them, I don't think something like this would be available on like a TCG player or something like that, because it's not, I don't think they're aiming for that.
Right.
But it would be one of those things where it's like, hey, on eBay, I have this rare one and I can sell it for a certain amount of money because it's one that doesn't come up very often. So we ended up with a fair amount of endangered, one legendary, and 4 endangered. So far, 5 endangered, 2 of them being the same. And that's not counting the ages because I didn't break down the symbols. Then we had 5 scarce, 6 scarce. This is the unusual. This is like a thickums stack, and then about the same in commons.
A thickerums one.
Yeah, just a little bit thicker.
Smidge thickerums.
Did pretty well on the uncommons, I would imagine, or in the unusuals. This looks like the same symbol as the commons. This is the common symbol. This is the one with the crescent moon. So that would be the unusuals. Common, unusual. This is scarce.
Ooh.
This is common, and this is unusual. Rustling Meadows is the scarce one. So we hope you enjoyed this. We enjoyed cracking the packs. It's nice to see a card game like this that's been around for a while and has a decent standing spreading out into a different type of thing. So I'm behind this. I think it's interesting because you don't have to go this route. You can play the game with just like the regular expansions.
True.
Or the base game, and there's plenty in that. There's plenty of cards, so you can get replayable. Just with the base game, there's a lot of replayability in it. In a later video, we will crack open this Imaginary Ends gold pack, but we're not going to do that in this video because we're going to do it after we talk about Imaginary Ends.
Ooh.
But we hope you enjoyed this. We do a lot of TCG content, so we hope that you enjoyed a card game kind of dipping its toe in the TCG water. And let us know down in the comments. What's your involvement in Doomlings? Have you played before? Are you more likely to get into it now that there's TCG aspects to it? Do you want to just crack some packs and see where it goes? Subscribe to the channel so you miss any of this content going forward. We thank you all at Doomlings for these items and letting us crack some packs. And ring that bell so you know what's up. Turn on those notifications. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.